And the thing about it, you know, I try to instill this into a lot of the black kids that are coming up, especially the men. You know, it's not too much the women, the men. Stop killing each other. Because I'll tell you why. The way society is today, the man is not afraid of a boy. He will supply you with guns, with the drugs. You know, when I was in the service, I jumped out of planes and stuff because I was a boy. And the most dangerous animal in the world is a young man, because we have no fear. So what is society afraid of? They're afraid of a black man becoming a man because he uses this. He uses his brain. And I would like all young guys to think about this. Stop killing each other off. Start thinking you want to become a man. To make society, the man, think about it. Damn, he's become a man. Now I'm afraid of him because he can think. He's using his brain. I'm not, the society or the man, I might call the man, he's not afraid of a boy. Because a boy, the boy got the gun I gave him, but we got a bunch of guns to take him out. But a man, you're afraid of a man. He thinks. And this is the only thing I would like our young guys to think about. Get your education, learn as much as you can learn. Put that brain to use. And once you, even if you make it in sports, music, or whatever you make it in, put that to use. Don't take the money that you make and spend it foolishly. Because pretty soon, my mom used to say, a fool and his money is soon departed. Put it to good use.
Well, Harry, Al, because I grew up behind you guys, I have a question. Right. We always had gangsters. In our day, your day, they were real gangsters from the old James Cagney mode. So what made us us? Ever think about that?
Yeah, we became men. You didn't, and my day coming up, you didn't see a teenager out there with a gun shooting each other. That was unheard of.
Well, the thing about it is, older people didn't allow.
Yeah,
Harry, if we had $500, I wouldn't spend it on the gun. That would have been a drum set. That would have been.
But what I'm saying is, older people at that time didn't allow things.
No, you better not.
You better not speak out of turn.
Bam.
You better not walk across in the front of a older person. And if you did, if you forgot to say I'm sorry or excuse me.
Right. Well, you know, that's another thing. Like, I lived in New York. I was on Dawson Street.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because
I said a curse word. It wasn't really a curse word. What is damn?
Yeah.
And the lady slapped me. I had never been slapped that hard. The only time I was slapped that hard was when I told my mom, I'll come in the house anytime I feel like it. That's the only time I was slapped that hard.
That was the Cardinal thing.
That was you messed up on
that was the only time I was slapped that hard. But this is people, the older people, they made sure you didn't get out of line.
Well, that's what I said.
Well, they would come and get you. They would come and
get you. You obeyed this.
You better.
And you didn't have to be that person's parent. All you had to be is grown.
Harry, when we went
and say, don't do that, and don't, God forbid, if they say, I'm going to tell you.
Your mother, here it comes, yeah. I'm going to tell your man.
Lumps come in your throat and everything else.
You better get your shit straight.
Yes.
You better get it straight.
And you did not want to go home, but you had to.
Yeah.
And you better be in about a certain time. So, like I said, it was the respect then. But there's no more respect because people...
we allowed it. We allowed it.
People that have kids now, they're trying to do the same thing or doing the same thing or more than the kids are doing in the street now. So who do they have to look?
But it's a different moral. It's a different moral.
Yeah. They do the same thing that they telling your kid. How can you tell your kid, oh, that's wrong, and they see you sitting
my mother told me, I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. Now these parents want to be their friend.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not your friend. Yeah.
My mother would have told society in that time.
My father.
You mean don't hit the kid?
Yeah.
You raise him. You raise him. Yeah.
My father told me one time, and until this day, I believe he was sincere. But then, you know, I thought about it. I said maybe he wasn't. He made a rack, and he made it and hung a rifle up over the door. And he told all of us kids, he sat us down and talked. He said, you know, said all the things I'm seeing in the street now. He said, and if any of you kids ever disrespect me or your mother, say, you see that gun? Yeah. So I will shoot you. And he didn't elaborate on it. That's all he said, and he didn't have to say no more. I'm serious.
Yeah, word.
And until this day, one way or the other, I'm not saying that he might have done it. I'm not saying that he wouldn't. But that thing was always there that he said.
In the back of your head.
Hey, Harry.
But I was taught not to talk when you're not spoken to.
Speak when you're spoken to.
That's right. And if you're doing something, and like we're having this conversation, and a young kid start doing something, they didn't have to say don't do that. All they have to do is get that kid's eye and look at him.
How about the stare? The stare. The stare. The stare.
Look.
It was in there.
That look.
Yeah, it was in there.
Harry, you know, I'll never forget the time.
What?
Man, you know how the teachers, I went to Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
The nun sent home a letter because I was...
Oh, don't you hate that?
She already hit me across my knuckles with her doggone ruler. Now, I get home, my mom said, boy, you got it. Take off those clothes, because Mom wasn't going to whip no clothes. I ain't taking off nothing. I got a big bad dog. Boy, Mom come to the room, that dog, I'm laughing. You ain't touching nothing here. But just show you how parents, you know, it should be the same way today. Mom, she walked out. She wasn't going to attack the dog. The dog's protecting me. My father come home.
Uh-oh.
And she told my father about it. I'm in New York now. We're on Dawson Street. Pop come in there, the dog. My father walked out, and I'm so happy.
Oh, you think you got
my dog, I'm so happy. My father come back in the room. Pow, pow, shot my dog. You killed my dog. And look at my dog, his feet kicking in my father's pow. Now we living in New York. We're on the 5th floor. He make me pick up the dog, carry a bloody dog all the way downstairs. Now we ain't got no dirt yard. And he make me walk. And it was a park about 2 or 3 blocks away. He made me dig a hole. And I'm crying like mad. He done shot my dog. And buried the dog. And I still couldn't bury the dog completely. I could see the fur still hanging out. And do you know he whipped my ass all the way home? Now that's cold, man.